I'd like to share with you the exact moment, the exact time, and I can pinpoint it, when things changed for me. When I moved from kind of being defeated by this diabetes to the moment when I moved into a place, a different mindset, where I felt maybe I can do something about this. And I'll tell you when that happened. It happened one weekend when I was going to spend a weekend with my sisters. I have three of them. And I'd just been to the GP, and the GP had said, your numbers, that's my blood sugar numbers, have been so consistently high for so many weeks, months, that I can no longer let you try to do this yourself because it's not working. Here are the tablets. And I got my prescription for metformin, and I was going to have to be on these diabetes tablets. And I know how that one goes. You take a few, then you take more, then, and the rest of the story. And then tablets to counteract the reactions of those tablets and whatever. And it's not always so, but there is that possible path, that progression. And it just depressed me, and I was so sad. I was so down and so defeated by it. And I went, as it happened, to spend a weekend with my sisters. And they could see that I was really down. I was really fed up, and I was taking these tablets, and they made me feel sick, and they made me feel down, and they made me feel disgusting, and it was just awful. And it felt like the beginning of the end. And anyway, they asked me about it, and I explained to them what had happened. And what they did for me was the most extraordinary favour, a real loving piece of support. They said, Davina, this isn't you. We've never seen you like this in your whole life. We've never seen you this down, this defeated, this sad. And I thought, well, I don't know what to do. I've tried and it hasn't worked, and I'm just on these forever, and I can see where this is all going. And they said, we've never seen you like this. We've never seen you give up on anything as you've given up on this. And they asked me to think about some of the times in my life when things had been difficult, when I'd had a big obstacle in front of me and something to overcome in work, in personal life, in family life, and how I'd approach that. And they said, you have overcome so much. There are so many things you've done in the past. What was it that was different? And I had to stop and think about it, and it wasn't to do with the size of the challenge, and it wasn't to do with what department of my life it was in. It was got to do with an internal battle. It was got to do with the mindset. The fact that in those other occasions, and there have been some huge things to overcome, but I was up for it. I really believed that I had what it took to overcome those challenges, and I went for it. I changed my mind, I changed my habits, I changed what I was going to do. I stepped up to it. I summoned some courage to face whatever it was, and I was in a very different place that weekend. And I thought, what did I do then? And I had to think about that and say, well, how did I do it? And I realized it was all inside. It was all got to do with changing from I can't do it to I can do it. And you know that old one about if you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. And that weekend I changed my mindset. I went from I can't do it to I can do it. And you know what? I'm going to do it. That's what.